I feel like I'm going to be contributing to this issue as soon as I bring it up, but I do think that constantly referring to Tamlin as as a narcissist is kind of like the pop cultureification of legitimate psychological terms, you know? There is a standard psychiatrical definition of what a narcissist is, and I personally don't think that Tamlin is that. And consistently reducing Tamlin to that is trivializing the whole thing. And if you think Tam Tam's a narcissist and he's not, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you, because Tamlin and Rhysand are foils. They are what the other would be if some other mitigating factor had not happened. They are foils. They are the same. So it's deeply infuriating to me when people are like, oh, Tamlin's a narcissist, but oh, Rhysand is like this uwu feminist king. No, he's not. Oh, in the beginning of Akamath, Feyre was sitting in her tiny flower chair, and she wasn't being treated like front and center, and she wasn't like involved the way that she wanted to be involved, and she wanted to go out into the woods and he wouldn't let her. Meanwhile, we're in ACOTAR and she's in a fucking actual magic bubble that's so thick that her friends, quote, because Feyre doesn't have any friends, can't even kiss her on the cheek. Like, I'm sorry, that's diabolical. But back to Tamlin here. Was Tamlin correct? No. Tamlin wasn't correct with a lot of stuff. He is a deeply flawed individual. The difference between him and Rhysand is that the narrative is calling him out for being flawed, and it's punishing him for those flaws and those mistakes, whereas Rhysand is continually rewarded. And that's always been my issue with how they're treated. It's not necessarily that Rhysand is worse than Tamlin or that Tamlin is worse than Rhysand. It's that they're the same and only one of them is punished. And it's because of that narrative framing that the mainstream part of this fandom can look at these two characters and be like, one is a narcissist and one isn't. And not only do they not know what the word narcissist means, they're not recognizing the same behavior in both of these men. It's just one of them is an uwu, morally gray, dark-haired, like, I don't know, High Lord daddy or whatever, and the other one's, you know, a fucking blonde Republican. I like completely bravehearted there. I'm so sorry. I think we're at the point where we do need to reevaluate if we are calling Tamlin a narcissist, like as a group, as a collective, because of stuff that he did, or because he's activating like fight or flight stuff within us or within like other readers, because he's doing stuff that like real life men have done to us. That is part of the reason why Cassian pisses me off so much, by the way, because I remember I was talking about Cassian, I was shitting on Cassian, and I was like, I remember I had an ex do something like this, and I was like, oh. Some of y'all shitting on Tamlin need that moment of clarity where you're just like, oh shit, I'm not complaining about Tamlin, I'm complaining about this thing that this fucker did to me way back when, or recently, or whatever. And from there, we can have a conversation about character foiling and how Tamlin and Rhysand really aren't so different after all.